everybody, I'm Lisa Rowberry, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a mix with me video, which I absolutely love doing with you guys, and I'm so happy that you guys are still enjoying this series as well. In case you are new here, hello and welcome. I hope you'll stick around. These mix with me videos are a series that we do here on my channel from time to time where you send me mix suggestions and I do the mixes and I try them out and I share with you and we kind of debrief here on my channel. This has been so much fun because there have been so many mixes that I would have never ever thought of. You know, I kind of come up with some mixes here and there that I feel like just kind of make sense in my brain. But then some of you guys are sending in, a lot of you guys are sending in mix suggestions that are just like, man, I never would have thought about doing that. Or man, I really like, in fact, one of the mixes today, there is a bar that I was hanging on to just because it came in a previous Bring Back My Bar kit. And I don't really care for it on its own. And a friend here on my channel sent in a suggestion, and actually she texted me too, and she was like, listen, you gotta try this mix. And I don't even think she realizes that I didn't like one of the bars that were in this mix suggestion, but I'm so happy that she sent it because I was able to get through a bar that I wouldn't typically warm on its own. So it's just something super fun that we do here on my channel. Like I said, it's not something, I'm trying to get back to doing it every week or every other week at least. We took a little break there for a minute when things got crazy with Scentsy and there were like all kinds of things coming out. But I really love doing these mixes with you guys, and you guys seem to really like this little mixing party that we have going on here as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so today's video, we have 4 mixes to talk about. Again, I was mixing. You guys were sending in the suggestions and I was here for it. I will also say if you have previously sent in a suggestion, whether it was on a previous video or you have sent it into my email, which is RowberryWax@gmail.com, I'm not ignoring you. There's only so much mixing that I can get done in like a week's worth of time. But so just know that I am not just choosing mixes that are just from the last video. I am looking over all the different mixes that have been suggested, excuse me, and see what I have on hand and all of that good stuff to do this mixing with. So I promise I'm not ignoring you if you have already submitted a suggestion. If you have a mix suggestion you would like to send in, you can either leave a comment down below on this video, and I check all the comments and all the mixing suggestions. But if you don't want to leave a comment, you're more than welcome to send it into RowberryWax@gmail.com. So without further ado, like I said, we've got 4 mixes to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. So this mix was actually suggested by a few different people. So I'm like, okay, it's gotta be good. And honestly, I wasn't really planning on doing this just yet because we just did a mix with Fluffy Fleece. But this was suggested a couple of times. This was suggested by Laura, by my friend Laura, also by my friend Anna, and then I think there was actually one more person who had suggested this mix as well, for good reason. So this mix that we are gonna talk about to start out with is going to be Fluffy Fleece and Arctic Kiss. So if you are one of these people who has Fluffy Fleece, and I know this is a brick, you're probably like, whoa, what happened to your bar? The Fluffy Fleece was actually first released as a holiday brick last year, and I stocked up because I love this scent so much. So I have several bricks of this. I love it. I love it so much. It's not everyone's cup of tea. So that's another reason why I really like doing this mix series, because maybe we're gonna talk about scents, like I said, which we are going to talk about a scent that I particularly don't care for. But we might find a mix for a scent that maybe you don't care for that much. Maybe it's too sweet, maybe it's too floral, maybe it's just too something, and you're looking for a good mix to make it something you can enjoy. This mix, Fluffy Fleece and Arctic Kiss. Oh my goodness. So we did recently talk about doing a Fluffy Fleece mix, and I think it was with Simply Vanilla, I believe. I should have checked before I started recording, but here we are. And what I do really like that mix as well, because that mix that we had done previously, it wasn't really changing the scent too much, but just kind of softening it a little bit and sweetening it up. This scent, this mixture of Arctic Kiss and Fluffy Fleece, This completely changes the scent, and I love that. There's sometimes with some mixes, you are like, well, I want this to be a little bit more bakery, or I want this to be a little bit sweeter, but I don't want it to completely change the scent. This is a completely different scent altogether, and it is so good. I really love it. The thing with Fluffy Fleece, why it's not, I feel like, everybody's cup of tea, is because, oh gosh, it's so hard to describe. It's floral, it's kind of laundry, not like crazy, just like generic laundry scent, but kind of a muskier, and I say that in the best possible way because I love musky scents. More floral, I feel like. It's beautiful. I love this. What I will say, and I'm always shocked when people say that Fluffy Fleece is a womp womp for them, in that like the scent performance does nothing for them. I'm like, what? This is a powerhouse in my house. Like, Fluffy Fleece has always been a powerhouse, whether it was in this house or whether our old house, it's always been a powerhouse. And so for some people, they're looking to kind of soften it a little bit, or like weaken it a little bit. And that's where like doing the Simply vanilla cream, sugar cookie, like adding those vanillas to it, just kind of tone it down a little bit. But with Arctic Kiss, like I said, it just totally changed it. It made it a little bit sweeter, because with Arctic Kiss, it's melon. I love this. I don't personally think this is super winter specific, besides the fact that the name is Arctic Kiss and there's polar bears on the label. Like, that's the only thing that makes it wintry to me. It's a beautiful, sweet, juicy melon scent. And so mixing the two together, I never would have even thought to do it. And then when several people were saying, do this mix, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. Makes it a totally different scent, where the melon is coming in and just bringing a whole different kind of element to Fluffy Fleece. And I love it. I had this going in the bedroom. It was absolutely beautiful. Love it. So thank you so much for those of you who did suggest to give this mix a try. It was amazing. I love both of these scents on their own, but together, totally different, totally beautiful scent. So love that. Okay, the next mix is coming from my girl Elisa, and she's the one who actually sent me a text as well as sent in the suggestion. So she had commented and said, if you have these in your club or happen to have on hand, 1 to 1 to 1 in the same warmer. So 3 different mixes we're going to talk about here. 3 bars and 1 warmer, so 1 cube each. Berry of Paradise, It's Love, and Pink Cotton. So unfortunately, none of these scents are currently available. Fluffy Fleece and Arctic Kiss are currently available, so if you're wanting to give that mix a try, you can purchase those bars. These bars we're going to talk about now, none of them are available. It's Love came from last year's Valentine's Day collection, and oh man, did Scentsy knock this one out of the park. It is absolutely beautiful. It is super sweet, kind of fruit punchy, but there is like a sweet tartness to this as well, so it's not cloyingly sweet, at least to me. Then we have Pink Cotton, which is kind of like, it's a sweet red berry laundry scent. Like, you definitely pick up, you know how I was saying Fluffy Fleece, it's kind of laundry. This is definitely laundry, but a different type of laundry scent, because you have that like red berries, and then you do have that like cotton, the cotton note that's in here. And then we have Berry of Paradise. I don't like Berry of Paradise. I know, unpopular opinion. This one's actually it is pretty popular. That's why it gets voted back. This was actually a previous Bring Back My Bar, not the current Bring Back My Bar, but I want to say the one before, possibly, I think. It's very, very sweet. It's super, this is cloyingly sweet for me. And that's saying something. So I actually had a bar of this because I don't really care for it. So I was just kind of hanging on to it and trying to figure out what mix was going to work well with this. But thanks to my girl Elisa, I didn't have to think about it. This was beautiful. Talking about making a totally different scent. This was beautiful. It really, really was. because you have this like overly sweetness of the Berry of Paradise, you have that kind of clean cotton, but also you've got the sweetness of red berries, and then you have this like fruit punchy but yet sweet tart note that's coming out in It's Love that just kind of balances everything together. It's really, really good. And what's so funny to me is that you're probably like, man, that's a lot of berry, and then you've got this like cotton note, and they all three shine through. Like, I did pick up the pink cotton, I picked up that like little hint of laundry, but it was mostly like sweetness. It was so good. So I highly recommend, if you do have any of these on hand, pink cotton. Gosh, I think this was actually available during the flash sale. Can we talk about the flash sale? Oh my gosh, craziness, right? Fantastic. It was fantastic, which also makes me kind of nervous that maybe pink cotton's not going to come back. Oh my gosh, there's so many things I'm nervous about for what showed up during the flash sale. That makes me nervous that certain things are not going to come back for spring and summer. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to have to wait and see. But this was amazing, absolutely amazing. They all three really did shine, yet they also created their own beautiful fragrance, because I didn't find this mix to be too sweet and cloying like I normally would with Berry of Paradise just on its own. So doing these other mixtures with mixing in that clean cotton, by mixing in that fruit punchy but sweet and tart scent as well, it was all really well balanced. So a totally beautiful fragrance. So thank you so much there. Okay, the next mix that we are going to talk about was suggested by SS. So I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but here on YouTube, SS has suggested, and you knew. As soon as I saw this suggestion, I was like, done. I am all over this. And it is Hocus Pocus and Crumb Top. So I was like, you are going to give me a mix suggestion for Hocus Pocus? Done. I am all over it. I love Hocus Pocus. Our Hocus Pocus inspired bars, Perfectly Wicked. It is absolutely beautiful just on its own. I don't typically mix this because it's just, as Shawn likes to say, why mess with perfection when I try to like mix his oodles of orange? Man, this is just so beautiful. But what I love what you were going for with this is Crumb Top is not going to like overtake Hocus Pocus. It's just going to add a bakery element. And I loved this. This was such a good mix because it really did still allow Perfectly Wicked, the Hocus Pocus bar, to shine through. Man, but this was so good. It kind of gives me the same type of vibes as Sweet Plum Pastry, because for me, Hocus Pocus is dark plum, cherry. It's kind of like dark fruity scents. It's rich, it's sweet. There is a little bit of like a floral finish for me, but not like too much. And then you come in with Crumb Top, and Crumb Top is so dang good. It's kind of like, I like to call it like a bakery basic. It's fantastic by itself, same as like sugar cookie, vanilla bean buttercream, but you have that like buttery richness to this that when you mix the two together, it just takes Hocus Pocus and it gives it just a bakery twist, which I really loved. It just kind of warmed it up, and like I said, there's almost like that buttery note here in Crumb Top, so it just kind of made it just a touch richer and warmer. And it was really nice. So thank you so much for the suggestion. I'm not gonna be totally, I mean, I can definitely see myself wanting to do this mix more and more, but I mean, I mean, this is just so good on its own. But I can definitely see, like, if I'm wanting something more bakery, but still wanting my Hocus Pocus fix, doing this mix with Crumb Top was phenomenal. So good. Loved that. So, okay, the last mix we're gonna talk about, I know someone on here, I know someone here on YouTube either left a comment, sent an email, maybe even sent me a text or a Facebook message to suggest this mix, and I cannot for the life of me find where you are. So I am sorry, I can tell you I did not come up with this mix. I did know when the Bring Back My bars came in, so all 3 of these are available for Bring Back My bar right now. I know when this round of Bring Back My bars came in, I saw Perk Me Up, and I smelled Perk Me Up, and I smelled Hazelnut Latte, and I knew I wanted to mix the 2 together. But then someone out there, some genius out there, was like, okay, but do 1 cube to 1 cube to 1 cube, Perk Me Up, Hazelnut Latte, and vanilla cream. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So I will say I did kind of something a little bit different because I did want to enjoy these on their own as well. So I did have in like different areas, I did like have these going by themselves just so that I could really enjoy what these were on their own, but then also do the mix. The mix is so good, you guys. So the thing with Perk Me Up, again, unpopular opinion, I don't really care for like coffee scents. It's fine. Like I think first thing in the morning, Perk Me Up. It's total coffee scent. I love it. It's great if that's the type of scent you're looking for. And I think first thing in the morning, I am here for it. I actually do really like the coffee scents in the morning. But when it's not morning time anymore, I don't really want my house to smell like coffee anymore. Like I don't know. For me, this is just specifically a morning scent. Like I just feel like in the afternoon time, in the evening, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of over it. I don't really want my house to smell like coffee anymore. So that's why I was like, I feel like mixing this is going to be really good. And Hazelnut Latte for me is the perfect amount of coffee and like vanilla and sweetness that I can see definitely warming this. This is fine for me all day. Perk Me Up, just too much coffee. It's just like first thing in the morning for like an hour or 2, and then I gotta change it out. Like it's too much coffee. But Hazelnut Latte offers more sweetness, so I'm okay to warm it and enjoy it kind of all day. Then we have vanilla cream. Okay, let's talk about vanilla cream. So doing this mix, and this is actually the main reason why I wanted to warm this in a separate warmer on its own, because I'm comparing this to Simply Vanilla. I love Simply Vanilla. It smells exactly like Simply Vanilla. It does not perform like Simply Vanilla for me. For me, this is actually stronger than Simply Vanilla. So I have some club decisions to make, but in terms of like by themselves, Perk Me Up, like I said, good for the first like hour or 2 in the morning, and then I'm over it. Hazelnut Latte has way more sweetness, just a touch of like that coffee scent. So it's more palatable for me to enjoy all day long. Vanilla cream all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. So, so good. Then we did the mix, and this mix was amazing. It was so, so good. It really did tone down the Perk Me Up for me to make it be enjoyable all day long, because I had the actual mix going throughout the main part of our house. And it was good. It was good all day long because you had the sweetness of the hazelnut latte. You had the sweetness and that vanilla creaminess of the vanilla cream that just made everything just better. Just better, in my opinion. So I honestly, I'm not going to warm Perk Me Up on its own ever. It's just, like I said, first thing in the morning, but I don't want to waste the wax either. So I don't know. Maybe if I were to do Perk Me Up just first thing in the morning for like 2 hours just on its own, and then when I'm like, yeah, I'm over it, then I can throw in the other 2 cubes, I guess, and be like, okay, now we're good. We've added in enough sweetness to kind of tell coffee to just like take a hike. Then we'll be good. So this was a really good mix for sure. I'm not going to be adding Perk Me Up to my club or anything, but I will definitely get through the bars that I have of it and enjoy it mixed for sure. But oh man, hazelnut latte and vanilla cream, even if you were just to mix these 2 together, so good. So dang good. I love it. Fantastic. Creamy, sweet, slightly coffee. it's like the perfect amount of coffee for me and my preference for like coffee type scents for home fragrance. So I'm sorry I can't give credit to whoever sent in that suggestion. I was like, right before I started recording, I was like, I've got to find it, and I can't find it. So I'm really, really sorry. I try hard to keep track of whoever is sending in suggestions so that way you can get credit for it. But whoever you are, this was fantastic. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So there you have it. Those are the mixes that I have done over the past little bit here. Thank you so much for those of you who did send in these suggestions to try. This was such a fun mixing session that I had, and definitely some mixes that I can definitely see going back to over and over again for sure. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, if you have a mix suggestion you would like for me to try and report back on, feel free to leave a comment down below on this video, or you can send it in to RowberryWax@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content, if you like this series. Definitely show some love on this video. I greatly appreciate the love and support. If you're new, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you stay up to date with all things Scentsy. All right, you guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.